We started with 16. We're down to 2. Who gets to lift the Stanley Cup? Is it going to be a team no one cares for, or a team that nobody likes? Hello everyone, Stephen Harrold here, and welcome to the channel. We'll be discussing the NHL Playoffs for you guys in a very blunt way. In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys my prediction for the 2026 Stanley Cup Final. We started with 16, made it down to 8, then we had our Final 4 in the conference finals, and now we're down to 2. Who is going to be winning the Stanley Cup this year? Only time will tell, but let's meet our combatants for this year's Stanley Cup Final. And just a quick update, it's not Florida and Edmonton Part 3, thank fucking God. Representing the Eastern Conference this year is the 2026 Eastern Conference champions Carolina Hurricanes. With a regular season record of 53, 22, and 7, they placed first in the Metropolitan Division. Their playoff record this year is 12-1 heading into the Stanley Cup Final, with a Round 1 series sweep of the Ottawa Senators, a Round 2 series sweep of the Philadelphia Flyers, and a conference final series win of 4-1 against the Montreal Canadiens. Their goals for and goals against were the 42 goals for and 11 goals against. That's impressive. And their shots on goal and shots against for the Carolina Hurricanes, they had 438 shots on goal and 290 shots against. Representing the Western Conference this year is the 2026 Western Conference champions Vegas Golden Knights, with a regular season record of 39, 26, and 17, placing first in the Pacific Division. Their playoff record this year was 12-4 heading into the Stanley Cup Final, with a Round 1 series win of 4-2 against the Utah Mammoth, a Round 2 series win of 4-2 against the Anaheim Ducks, and a conference final series sweep against the President's Trophy Colorado Avalanche. Their goals for and goals against the Vegas Golden Knights were 58 goals for and 38 goals against. And when it came to the shots on goal and shots against, the Vegas Golden Knights had 432 shots on goal and had faced 477 shots against. Even though these two teams are totally different in matchups, of course, with the playoffs and, of course, just their history itself, they do have a very similar thing in hand. When it comes to the similarities between these two teams, both these teams are appearing in their third Stanley Cup Final in franchise history, with the Vegas Golden Knights reaching the Stanley Cup Finals in 2018, 2023, and now 2026, and winning the Stanley Cup in 2023. As for the Carolina Hurricanes, they reached the Stanley Cup Final in 2002, 2006, and this year in 2026, winning the Stanley Cup in 2006. So, of course, when it comes to the Vegas Golden Knights and the Carolina Hurricanes competing for the Stanley Cup with the records that they actually hold heading into this final, it's going to be kind of a daunting task when it comes to picking who's going to be coming out on top in the Stanley Cup Final this year. Well, when you have Carolina going 12-1 heading into the finals, and you got the Vegas Golden Knights going 12-4, it kind of seems like it's going to be a pretty solid series. But if I'm going to be very honest, when it comes to the very prediction of what I think this Stanley Cup Final is going to possibly be, it's going to be Vegas in 4. Yeah, Vegas in 4. Mark Stone's going to win the Conn Smythe too, even though he's barely played. Yeah, no, that's my prediction. That's legitimately my prediction. the fact that Vegas got to this fucking point and Carolina has gotten to this point, I mean, like, I was talking to a lot of people when it came to this fucking final, and they said, what happens if it's a Vegas versus Carolina final? This is the matchup I don't think anyone really wanted. I mean, when you have the Final Four be Colorado, Montreal, Vegas, and Colorado, I think we were all really hoping for that Colorado versus Montreal final. It is the Nordiques versus the Canadiens, or the Patrick Waugh trade, and this is what we get instead. A team that hasn't won the Stanley Cup in 20 years, and a team who has now made it to the third final in fucking 9 seasons. And they've only been around for 9 seasons. So, of course, I've kept predicting that Vegas kept losing every series that came out. And here we are. They're in the finals now. And, I think the biggest story is, why do you think that they're going to win? Just to rub it into the face of Toronto fans. I mean, when you really think about it, both these teams have an ex-Leaf. Frederik Andersen, March Marner. One of them is going to be winning the Cup. Whereas the Toronto Maple Leafs haven't made it the finals since 1967. So it doesn't really matter who wins at this rate, but let's all face it. I mean, I basically have to root for fucking Carolina to win, but let's be fucking real. We've had 2 sweeps in the first round, 1 sweep in the second round, and a sweep in the conference finals. And we haven't had a sweep in God knows how fucking long. I believe it was 1998. So, yeah. I think it's about fitting that we just get this fucking final over and done with and just end it with a sweep. So, if any team's going to be sweeping anybody, it's going to most likely be the Carolina Hurricanes getting swept by the Vegas Golden Knights. As much as that fucking makes me want to throw up. So guys, tell me, what is your prediction of the Stanley Cup Final this year? Let me know in the comments down below. If you liked the video, make sure you also hit the thumbs up to subscribe for more content. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so you get notified about all the videos coming on the channel, especially in regards to the Stanley Cup Playoffs. We have one more video to do of the Stanley Cup Playoffs this year, and it's going to be who wins the Stanley Cup. Other than that, that's it for me. This is Stephen Harrold. I will talk to you guys later. Enjoy the Stanley Cup Final. I sure fucking hope you guys do, because I sure as hell won't. And a bunch of other people won't either. But, yeah, other than that, Carolina, I really do kind of hope you win, but I have no hope that you will win. You're going to get swept. And as for Vegas, fuck off. I hope you enjoy my salt. But I hope you don't win the cup.